Welcome back, Tracy Moffett joining us from Tracy Moffett and Associates. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you.
Tracy and I both survived camping trips this weekend that took us to soggier pastures. However, it sounds like you got away with less water than I did.
Yeah, we were up at Lac Lejeune actually, and I was in contact with family members, and I don't think we got the rain as much as what they did in towns, but it was definitely cooler, about 10 degrees cooler, which made it great for sleeping at night. My daughter slept like a rock star,
That's awesome.
so I was happy. So
yeah, that makes a difference.
Good. Yeah, it was good.
Awesome. We have a great topic today. We're talking about home renovations and which ones are the most lucrative, financially speaking, when it's time to turn around and sell the house.
Yeah, that's right. It's such a common question that we get when we go visit people that are thinking about putting their house on the market, what they should do, should they do this, should they do that. A lot of times we go in and we, talk to them that they don't necessarily have to do as much as what they think they do, or they can get focused completely on the wrong thing. So Roy LePage actually just released a Canada-wide survey last week that outlines the top renovations and the most that you'll get on your rate of return of investment. So doing those renos. So I thought I would talk about that today.
So these are good insider tips and how to save yourself a few bucks if you think it's important to do one thing. It's maybe not as important as it is to do another.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we're sort of starting from backwards. We're starting from the least lucrative thing to do compared to the
the
we'll
first slide that we have just talks about 95% of people prefer, of course, to do interior renos versus exterior to potentially boost their property values. Obviously, this is because they're spending their time indoors versus outdoors. Having said that, don't neglect your exterior because it's the first thing that people see when they drive to your home. So spending time on your exterior is also important. It's not necessarily as expensive as the interior projects, but it's just as important. But 95% of people definitely tend to want to do interior renovations.
Okay. The pictures we just skipped by, do we need to go back or do we start on the next ones?
No, we're good to go. So this next set of slides shows us that adding a pool, and I hate to say it because it's pool season, but adding a pool or a deck is considered the least worthwhile renovation. It potentially only increases your property value by about 2.5%. Unfortunately, pools can deter families with young children or people that are looking for less maintenance. And of course, replacing a deck for safety reasons is always a good idea. So if you've got a deck that's falling down, you don't necessarily have to make it a showpiece, but you definitely want to do the renovations to make it safe. And unfortunately, like I say, we're right in the middle of pool season. It's the best time to showcase it if you've got one when you're selling your house, but it doesn't necessarily bring the best rate of return on your investment.
Sure. Do you actually see people considering we're going to put in a pool to make our house more sellable?
No, people that usually have pools usually have bought in that house because the pool's already there, or they've put it in after they've moved in.
Sure.
Most people that are putting pools in usually have families. They've got, they're at home the majority of the time. So for them, the investment is worth it. It's a house that maybe they're going to stay in for quite a while.
Sure.
So yeah, but it's not something that put a pool in and in 2 years or 5 years even you're going to sell your house. Yeah, it's not necessarily the case.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go into the next three.
So the renovation that came in third were an in-law suite. So having an in-law suite could boost your home value to just shy of about 10%. So this is something that's always been popular, putting in an in-law suite, and of course also doing upgrades to your windows or your heating systems as well too can also boost your home's value up to about 10%. So
would you say in Kamloops specifically, suites are quite popular here?
Yes, and they're becoming more and more popular.
Right.
As the value of your home rises, people are looking at ways to kind of combat their mortgage payments. So having an in-law suite is a good option. You need to watch where the zoning of the neighborhood that you're in. Not all in-law suites are permitted through the city of Kamloops. So you just want to make sure, you want to do your due diligence to make sure that that it is okay to be there,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a mortgage helper. People are looking as well to actually moving their families in, to having, you know, having them help out with the mortgage payments, but also having them help out with kids.
Yes.
Because you've got a dual income household, both parents are working, daycare is expensive, so they are looking at bringing family members in to help them out with the kids and stuff like that. So anytime you can have a in-law suite in your house, it's always a good investment.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at what will this be, number 2?
So this is number 2. So having this is actually tied for number 2. Having either a new bathroom or a finished basement could potentially increase the property's value anywhere from 2.5% all the way up to 12.5%, just depending on the investment that you do. And of course, when you're renovating with the potential to sell, the most important thing to remember is to use colors and materials that are popular, but not too personal or too trendy or too outlandish. So you want to keep to neutral colors, but having a new bathroom or a finished basement can get you almost 12.5%.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And number 1 are we at, or is there another number 2 still?
No, the number 1 renovation
surprise.
Exactly is your kitchen. So it's a clear upgrade of choice when renovating, and it can increase your value by more than 12.5%. It's the heart of the home. It's the room that you spend the most time in. And you know, definitely kitchens are the number one place to renovate. So now, when they did this survey, a couple actually interesting tidbits was when they asked which generation is most likely to renovate their home, 45% of the surveyors said the baby boomers are the ones that are going to be probably doing these renovations. They're the ones that are most likely to have the funds for the significant renovations. They are also the generation that could potentially be doing the most damage to their house, because a lot of times people that have been in their house for a long period of time, 20, 30 years, don't tend to upgrade. So that could hurt them when they go to sell, because buyers are coming in going, this is dated, it's going to cost me X amount to upgrade, and they might move on to another home that's been upgraded. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. They've got the money to do the renovations, yet not all of them are doing them.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does, but if you're looking for a quicker sale, having your house updated and ready to go is probably going to garner you a faster offer.
Absolutely, and the most money. You know, people are looking for low maintenance, turnkey. You know, changing paint colors is easy, flooring is easy, but doing renovations such as kitchens and bathrooms are expensive. But they're definitely the top ones to do when you're thinking about renovating.
Awesome, great that Royal LePage has put out this little survey. It gives people a good glimpse into.
Yeah, and they did it across Canada, so it's not specific to the big cities. They went all the way across Canada, and these were the renovations that kept coming up as the number 1, number 2, number 3 renovations to do.
Awesome, Tracy. Great insider scoop for people looking to sell their home and make sure they get a good offer on it in a timely manner.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. TracyMoffett.com, phone number as well, 374-1461. You can get a hold of Tracy either way. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.